All right, now we're doing 7Q, least larger. This is by Johann Wiltink, and 90% of people like it. Given an array of numbers in an index, we're going to return either the index of the smallest number that is larger than the element at the given index, or -1 if there is no such index. For the notes, multiple correct answers may be possible. In this case, we can return any of them. The given index will be inside the given array, and the given array will therefore never be empty. Gotcha. All right, first thing we're going to have to do for this is declare some variables, all right? So we're going to start by saying let smaller equal infinity, all right? And that's just so we can check these, whichever larger number than the index is. We just need to check it against something that's bigger than it, so infinity might as well be the thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Now we're also going to say result. We're going to let result equal -1. So this takes care of any edge cases where none of them, where like this one here, where 6 is the greatest one, so it's going to be -1. All right, now that that's taken care of, let's start with a for loop. We're going to say for, and we're going to let index equals 0. All right, and while index is less than a dot length, we're going to say index plus plus. Just iterate through the array. All right, now we're going to do an if statement, and we're going to say if, all right, if a, so if this at index, if the array at index I is greater than, at index, at the current index, if a at the current index is greater than a at I, and a at index is smaller than smaller. All right, so we're just checking to see if this is greater than the whatever at index 0, so anything greater than 4, so 5 and 6, and if it's smaller than whatever smaller. So first it's going to go into 5 and become the smaller, and then we're going to see if, and now we're going to go check 6, and if 6 is smaller than the 5, then we're going to change it to this next, we're going to change it to smaller again, which it's not. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, so what we're going to say here is smaller equals a at index, and then we're also going to say result equals index. All right, that way it takes care of which index we're looking for, you know. All right, and now after that, all we got to do is say return result. Let's test it out. All right, excellent. And attempt it. Let's see how long it takes. Good, nice little 7 milliseconds. So yeah, this is cool and all, but I know we can get this a lot shorter, a lot more concise. And let me show you how. We're going to do const here. Then we're going to get here, we're going to say equals this, and then we're going to say arrow. Then we're going to get rid of all this stuff here, all right? And the first thing we're going to use is this filter method, and that creates a new array with all elements that pass the test implemented by the provided function. So basically, we're just going to have like filter and then element, and then we're going to have a function that filters whatever out. So let's knock that out real quick. We're going to say a.filter. And we're going to say element, arrow, and then the function we're going to use is if element is greater than a at I, all right? Now we got this down. We're going to get, let me show you what we get out of this. We're going to get an array that looks like this, all right? And now we're going to do a Math.min function, which returns the lowest valued number passed into it. So we're going to pass these into it with Math.min. We're going to pass this into it, and it's going to pick the 5, right? But we also need spread syntax on this or it's not going to work. Let me show you what that is. Spread syntax allows an iterable such as an array expression or string to be expanded in places where 0 or more arguments or elements are expected. So we're doing an array expression, and so it needs a little spread syntax. Let me show you what happens if we don't do that in just a second. Watch. So first we'll say Math.min, and if we do it like this, test, it's just going to say man, so we got to put a ... in front of that. And now it gives us the min of the max, min of the least larger. All right, so now we need to get the index of that. So to do that, we're going to use this index of method, which returns the first index at which a given element can be found in an array, or -1 if not present. It takes care of the -1 issue as well. All right. So we're going to wrap all this up in another set of parentheses. Over here, we're going to say a.index of, and that should take care of business. Let's see. Excellent. All right, attempt it. 9 milliseconds, a little bit slower, so it's your choice which one you want to use. Let's submit it. Very much pleased with this one. Let's go to My Solutions. Just me on this one. Best practice, and we'll see you next time.